Any funny stories behind any of these?
Um, this is loads of stories, man. Sonia. No, Sonia was with Mentor. A lot of people think that Rishi produced Sonia, but it wasn't. It was Mentor that produced Sonia.
Okay, even Wikipedia thought it was Rishi.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah, no, it was Mentor that produced so Rishi produced Najina, and he produced all the majority of the features that I did was produced by uh, Rishi, and there was a few that I did few features with Mentor. But yeah, the album, my first solo album, which came out in 2004, self-titled Juggy D, was heavily produced by Mentor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Next one, Below.
Below was
That was quite desi. Like
yeah.
with a little tumbi in there.
Below Karla Beloria Ka Samane Jat Tenu Labda Fere. That was a very desi one. But production very up tempo, very hype. Always dance floor banger goes off. Even yesterday, I mean over the weekend, the weddings that I was doing, what I've started doing now is I tailor the song. I switch up the lyrics. So the song's name is Below, but yesterday the bride's name was Babita.
Oh, okay.
And the groom's name was Pavan. So I changed the lyrics for them on the day. So instead of calling the song, and I turn it into like a little skit, so it's interaction with the crowd and the bride and groom. So the brides. So I said basically that my song, the next track I'm going to perform is Below, but today I'm going to call it Babita, and it goes Babita Karla Beloria Khasamane ni Pavantinu Labda Fire, and then the track drops, and then that's what we do throughout the song. We put their names in it, so it gives them that personal touch, and that song now becomes part of them. You know what I mean?
It's beautiful,
so,
man.
Yeah, man.
You bring the crowd in. It
yeah,
makes
yeah,
it relatable.
absolutely, man. That's what it's about.
Kolaja.
Golaja. Oh, that was a sick track, man. That was a vibe. That was with featured Jin from Rough Riders, man. Chinese rapper, bad boy. Yeah, that was a sick collab, man, because he was big that time as well.
Yeah.
And to get that collab, and then he flew down. He came down. We were in the video together, and we did an anime. That was one of the first animated videos ever to be made on green screen. And I was in India Taxi. He was in the back, and I was driving the India Taxi, and that was done on green screen. And at the end, there was a beetle in there, a blue beetle. That was actually my beetle, but we used the animated version of it. I used to have I only just got rid of it recently. I had a 1969 VW Beetle, fully restored, but it'd seen better days, so I had to get rid of it. I just didn't have the time or patience to kind of restore it anymore. So
do you like classic cars?
I love classic cars, man.
What's your favorite right now?
My favorite right now, which I would love to buy, is a Mustang, an old school Mustang though, not the new ones. I think the new ones are pants.
Yeah, the Ford ones.
Yeah, they're rubbish. But the old Ford Mustang, they're like a 1960s one. You know, beautiful, man, beautiful cars. That raw, proper. That's a proper American muscle. That that V12
100.
beast. Yeah, man. I love
what's a real favorite of mine right now? The E30 2.5i.
Okay, BMW, right.
The two-door.
I've never really been into BMWs. Never been a big fan of them. I like the look of them, but I've never been a big fan. I've never owned a BMW.
Yeah.
I've always been.
That's our dad's, isn't it?
Yeah,
you're gonna get stopped.
I don't know, man. I just never was in it. My first ever car, I was more into Fords, like classics. My first car was a Mark 1 Escort.
Oh, nice.
Mark 1 Escort, 1974, 1300E. I had the Recaro fishnet headrest, bucket seats, all the wood paneling, real wood, not this plastic painted stuff. You know what I mean? Like proper. It was, yeah, man.
They're worth money now as well.
Yeah, I wish I'd kept up, but those are different times of your, your journey and that. But that was my first car many years ago.
100. So you done a collab with DCS as well, Shin, right?
Yes, love Shin.
John Media.
Yeah. That was a really nice collab. Buddy rang me and asked me to feature on a song with him, and that was I was so overwhelmed by that because I grew up listening to him, and for somebody that you've looked up to call you and ask you to be on one of their songs, that was like another yes,
pinch me moment.
Yeah, man, this is unbelievable that somebody of his vocal ability position in the industry, and his like everything about him, his talent, his stage presence, his band was, I was in awe of it. I grew up listening to them. I used to go to weddings when I was a kid, and we'd ask our parents like, "Who's the band?" Find out who the band is, because if it was an unheard of band, we wouldn't go, because I love dancing, right? So from a young age, and if it was a good band, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to this wedding, just purely because I just want to enjoy the band and listen to live music. And DCS was up there, man, as one of my favorites. My favorite when I was growing up was Sahotas.
Yeah.
I love the Sahotas, and I think Sahotas was one of those. I describe them as Marmite. You either love them or you hate them. There was no middle ground. It was not like, oh yeah, they're all right. Nah, it's either you love them or you hate them. And I loved them. I thought they were wicked, man. Sahotas were wicked. But Shin Buddy, absolutely love you. He's amazing. And he's got a new song out. He's got a new song coming out with Veronica, my sister, from Humdum, which is a monster track. Still big today. Still goes down on the dance floors. I still perform it. And make sure you go check out her socials for the release date. It's coming out real soon.
Come on. How do you work with so many different artists? Like, everyone has a different vibe, different energy, something different they bring.
Yeah.
Jay's got his sort of rapping sort of style, or, a different style. Saz, sort of Rishi, and, like, how do you have that ability to work with so many different artists?
I don't know, guys. How do we answer that? It's just like, you got to pick the right ones, I guess. Sometimes it's like there's certain collaborations which don't even make sense, and excuse me, they're not going to work. Like, you're just too far apart. You're too different, right? And a lot of it is about chemistry. You got to click and you got to vibe. You got to enjoy their music to start with, to even want to think about doing a collaboration. So the ones that we have done, they've been done because there was a reason behind it. But then going back, like, say 15, 16 years ago, when those other collabs came in, we didn't know if we were going to get selected. We just had to do our best. And if they liked it, they picked it. Fortunately, everyone that we got offered got picked. So I was on so many of them, man. I was, like I said earlier, Missy Elliott. That one was with Missy Elliott, Timbaland, Magoo. Magoo passed away not so long ago. But that song, all of those songs, they've just had their 20-year anniversaries.
Wow.
The Missy Elliott and Madonna, that was Me Against the Music. And I was featured on that. Those were just mad moments, man. All pinch me moments again, man. We're like, what the hell? Just to see your name in the credits. Britney Spears, Madonna, featuring Rishi Rich and Juggy D. It's like, what? What?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Like, how did that happen? That's mad. It's mad.
100. Absolutely. It's two songs that you get a little bit muddled up with, isn't it? There's two songs that you sing that the lyrics are very similar.
Yeah, Najina and Dance With You.
Yeah.
I do. I get, and that's what happened when I was recording, because we picked up. So we did Najina. Najina was a hit, right?
Yeah.
It was like #1 6 weeks when it first came out. Everyone was like, "Who is this kid? Where's he come from? Like, is he from a musical family?" And I wasn't. I was just some kid from Southall who enjoyed music and sang in the park with his mates and at clubs and pubs. And I was in nightclubs before I should have legally been in there, but I was in there because I was performing, so I was allowed to go. But yeah, man, I've lost my train of thought.
What's the lyrics you get muddled up with?
So the lyrics were, we went in the studio to do Dance With You, and what we did was, because Najina had already become a hit, we took the verse from that and we played around with it and changed the melody and a couple of lyrics and used that in Dance With You, and it worked. And not many people realized that it was the same and very similar to Najina. Practically the same. So it's now I'm going to probably get it wrong. So, ਕੁੜੀ ਸੋਹਣੀ ਬੜੀ ਹਿਮਨ ਮੋਣੀ ਨਾ ਤੇਰੇ ਜਿਹੀ ਹੋਣੀ ਕਦੇ ਲਕੈਂਦਾ ਜਦੋਂ ਹੱਸਦੀ ਤਾਂ ਪਿੜ ਵਿੱਚ ਨੱਚਦੀ ਨਾ ਗੱਲ ਮੇਰੇ ਵੱਸਦੀ ਤਾਂ ਦਿਲ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਉਹ ਤੇਰੇ ਬਿਨਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਜੀਣਾ. So that's Najina.
Yeah.
And then Dance With You is ਕੁੜੀ ਸੋਹਣੀ ਤੇ ਅੱਖ ਮਸਤਾਨੀ ਤੂੰ ਗਿੱਧਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਰਾਣੀ ਇੰਨੀ ਗੱਲ ਸੁਣ ਜਾ ਤੂੰ ਦਿਲ ਖੋਲਿਆ ਤੇ ਮੇਰਾ ਮਨ ਮੋਲਿਆ ਤੇ ਇੱਕ ਗੱਲ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਨੀ ਗੱਲ ਸੁਣ ਜਾ ਹੋ ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਤੇਰੀ ਨਾਲ ਨੱਚਣਾ very similar
Yeah.
very similar so
Yes.
easy to mess up
Yes.
and I'm actually just quite surprised that I got both of them correct there
Yeah.
but yeah
I don't know if you visually saw anything, but on when you sang it the first time, you did a different sort of like thing with your hand, and the other one do you do certain
I
things
don't
to
know,
remember
man. That's just
lyrics?
yeah. I
You
don't know.
probably
Maybe I
subconsciously.
do subconsciously, but no, that was just me the counting the beats.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just me. Just
Come on.
yeah.
So you did quite a few tracks here, from 2002, 2004, 2006, 2007, and then I think there was a little gap till 2014.
Yeah. So we did loads of music up until, and I think that's when the three of us stopped making music together with 2.9, and that's when things started going different
Right.
ways because Jay got signed to Jay went to America. He got signed to Cash Money. Rishi was doing more stuff with India. I was doing more stuff in India, and that's it. Just different stages of your life, of your career. You know, experimenting with different things, and that's everybody had a big gap then. And then my next release after that was 2012
Mhm.
when I did the album Punjabi Rockstar.
So what did you do in between that time?
Just loads of gigs.
Okay.
And we had enough material
Yeah.
to just keep going for long enough to not even have to put music out.
Wow.
Yeah. And it was like literally back to back. Like I've been going to India for the last 20 years, 22 years, in fact. We stepped out there. No, 2003. After Dance With You came out, we started performing internationally.
Mhm.
And I think now, yeah, it's been 21 years. I've been going to India every single year for the season. And I'm one of very few Punjabi artists that goes out there to do shows.
What's the difference between performing here in the UK and in India?
India is different level. Bigger production, bigger show, bigger crowds, bigger money. Much bigger money. It's different ball game, man. Different ball game.
How did the crowd react to you differently in terms of the UK crowd and the Indian crowd?
In Punjabi, we say Jameen Asman da fark.
Really?
Yes. And that means
Which is heaven
it's
and earth.
heaven and earth. It's like heaven and earth. Over in India, their level of respect for me as an artist there is like heaven and earth.
Wow.
Here, people different here.
Yeah.
People are different here. Like, you know, like some of these, like even new singers, they've got one or two songs. Sometimes they won't even come and say hello to you
Wow.
because they've got an ego. They got a chip on their shoulder that, yeah, I'm this new kid, and oh yeah, you lot are the you know, you lot are the old schoolers.
Really?
Yeah, like
Wow.
some people are like that. I'm not gonna mention no names, but I've seen that. I've seen that, and I think, okay, fine, fair play, man. You carry on. You know, let's see if you're still around in 20 years.
Yeah.
You know, you're doing it now. You're on your high right now. You've
Yeah.
got one record out, but mate, you're only as good as your last record, mate.
Yeah.
You might have one record, two records. Your third one is a flop, mate. You're gone.
Wow.
Because this industry is so cutthroat, and nowadays it's even more, bro. It's even more difficult because some people now, their songs are bigger than them because of the internet and Spotify and all the digital world. Like, you know, like back in our day, it was like they wanted to see us. They wanted to see because they bought into the artist. You'd go and you'd get the CD and the tape and you'd open it and you'd see the pictures and read the inlay story. I remember writing a story about how I felt about releasing this album.
Wow.
You don't see that now. You don't get to read into what the artist is about, where he's come from, and what this means to him.
But there's no emotional attachment.
There's no emotional attachment with no artist that, like the ones that I mean, all right, unless they have gone super big,
Yeah.
right? That's different. Like people like AP and they become like phenomenons. You know what I mean? They're on a different level. But like if you've just got like one record out and it's done okay, and you've got an ego from it, you need to watch that. You know, you need to watch that because you need to check yourself because, you know, tomorrow somebody else will come in and replace you in a second if they get a bigger record than yours. You know, and I think that plays a big part in longevity. You know, when people's ego takes over, they think they're all that and everything, you know. They will the ones that will realize that, you know what, you need to build and you need to keep your head down and you need to be humble in this industry and you know, like connect with people like on a vibe, on a nice genuine vibe. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because people will connect with people that they like. That's what it's come down to now. If they don't like you, they're gonna say, I don't care what your song's like. You're an act. You're you know,
Yeah.
X, Y, and Z. And that's what's happened to a lot of people
Mhm.
in the industry, man. We
What do you
see it.
think of what did you think of Sidhu Musawala?
Sidhu was like a little brother, man. Yeah,
Mhm.
Sidhu was wicked, man. Sidhu, and I'm not gonna lie, at the beginning, I wasn't very, I wasn't really into his stuff because I've never really been into Punjabi rap, so I've never really been a fan of it. But as time went on, I did start liking some of his stuff,
Mhm.
and I'm not talking about liking his stuff after he passed away. I'm talking I actually started liking it before because
Mhm.
there was a lot of people that didn't like him all the way through. But when he passed
Mm.
away, they were, oh yeah, Sidhu, Sidhu, and I'm like, whatever, whatever.
What does go on behind the scenes in terms of like a lot of people said that he had a lot of haters. There was other music artists in India who um used to hate it with them when his tracks used to come out, and then there was so much competition which I couldn't understand. It's like I
Mm-mm.
thought, isn't it about he's one of like your work colleagues almost, like behind the scenes, like he's got a good song on, he's doing something good, he's putting more spotlights into the industry. If I bring
No, it's
something out.
you know what? Look, each individual artist has their own, you know, their own vibe, and it's about them, right? It's about them, and it's yes, we're putting stuff out into the industry, but they're focused on themselves. But it's how you put yourself out there. This is what I'm saying. It's like stay humble, right? You can focus on yourself and work on yourself and put yourself out there, but you got to remain humble doing it because that's when people will connect with you, right? If you work on yourself, put yourself out there, and you come with that ego
Yeah.
and say it's just all about me, I'm the man, I'm this, I'm that, they'll be like, yeah, all right, mate. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And I think that's why people didn't like him so much as well. Like sometimes that he came across a little bit like that, but he
Mhm.
was a very humble guy at the same time. But
Very.
when he stepped on stage, he did become that. He had this persona of,
Mhm.
I am the man.
Where do you draw that line? Because I was
Look,
once.
that was his vibe. That was his vibe. That was his style, right? And you had to respect it to a certain extent. It
Mhm.
is, and I guess it maybe came from the fact that he's been around people that have had that vibe. So
Mhm.
he's had to come out like that as well. Do you know? So
Mhm.
you can't knock him for it. You've just got to go, well, you know what? That was him.
Mhm.
And people respected him for that. They said, you know what? He's real. He's keeping it real in his own way, you know, because he's been surrounded by artists that he's seen doing that as well. And now he's stepped in and his songs are getting bigger. They're all hating on him. But you know what? If you got haters, that means you're doing something right.
Mhm.
You don't get haters unless you're doing something right.
After that happened, did it not make you a little bit afraid because you perform in India that somebody could just openly spray some
No,
bullets at you?
no, not at all. I mean, my industry is different. I'm not in the rap scene. I'm not, and I've been doing this for so long now, you know. And I've always navigated away from any hatred or any like. I'm not that guy. You get
Mhm.
me? I'm not in the rap scene. I don't come across as like a gangster and that. You know, I've got friends that are gangsters, but you know, we chill and we like, you know, they're like, Juggy, you're good, man. No one gonna touch you. You get me?
Yeah.
You're cool. You're good. And you know, that's okay. That. I'm good with that. You know,
Yeah.
I've got my people, and I'm cool, and you know, I just do my thing. You know,
Mhm.
I don't put myself out there in a certain way. I just connect with everybody. I treat people with respect. I treat people the way I want to be treated.
Yeah.
You know, if you give me shit, I'll give it back to you. Simple as that. And if you treat me nice, if I treat you nice, I'd expect you to be nice to me.
Mhm.
Right? It's quite simple, isn't it? And that's what I've done, and that's why I've built really nice relationships with everybody in India. You
Mhm.
know, with all the promoters, and that's why I'm still getting booked today.
Can
Yeah.
are you allowed to share what sort of bracket that you get paid for performances out in India?
Um, in India, we do charge considerably more than what we do here. So we're everybody in India is in brackets of like there's mad money being made in India, right? I'll give you an example. People like Badshah and stuff like that are charging like 100 grand a show.
Wow.
Yeah, a 1 crore plus.
Wow.
You know, then you've got people that have been around, and these are like they're on the top of the game right now. And then you've got people charging 40, 50. We come under 15, 20, and it's good. I'm happy with that, right? If I had come out now as Rishi Rich Project or as Juggy D right now, and I was at the top of my game, I could probably be charging 70, 80, maybe even 100, maybe more than 100.
Wow.
But for being in the industry for 20 plus years and making like 15 to 20,000 a show in India, that's very, very good money. We might not always close at that, but that's what we go out at.
Yeah.
And that's good money, you know. So, you know, I'm blessed. I'm happy, you know, but money's not everything. You know, I've blown a lot of money over the years. You know, I've been, like I said, ups and downs. And I've now come to a point in my life where I'm comfortable. And I want out of life things that money can't buy. And that is peace, love, and happiness. Money can't buy that.
What's been your biggest purchase?
I've got all the nice things that I want. I got nice watches. I can't wear them now. London, I put them away, you know. But you know, when I go to a show and I'm with my security, or if I'm in Delhi, or if I'm in Dubai, then I'll take them with me and I'll wear my nice things. I have property. I have nice car, not lots of it, but enough to give to my kids, leave something to them. And I'm always still doing stuff, you know. We've got the rehab center now. That's a business. We're doing some for charity. But like I said, it's not just all about the money for me. It's about building something, building a legacy, having something to give to your kids. You know, it doesn't have to be millions, but just enough to give them a good start in life. And I'm still working on that. You know, you never stop working, right? You consistently are going to keep building. So the more I do now is the more I can leave for my children when the time comes. But I'm happy. That's the main thing, you know. I'm happy. So that's what is more important to me, man. Is just having peace and having freedom. Freedom of being able to pick and choose what I do things if I get paid enough to do it, and not doing it if I don't want to do it. And that's a nice place to be in, I guess, man.
100.
You know what I mean?
Juggy, one of your kids come running up to you and say, "Daddy, I want to be a singer now. I'm going into the Lion's Den. I'm doing it."
Yeah.
What advice are you giving to your child?
Do that. Absolutely. Let's do it. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. I tell them that all the time. Every single one of my kids, I say to them all the time, I said, anything you want to do, let me know. Because you have to let them flourish in what they want to do. You don't know what they're going to be good at, right? But it's got to come from them. I can't say to them, I want you to do this, I want you to do that, I want you to do that. That's a very, you know, you can start with kids. You know, we've seen certain documentaries like the Williams sisters, their father from a very young age. Great documentary, but he was
on it.
No, you are not doing nothing else. You are doing this, but look at the reward. Right? So there's that way of doing things.
Are you like that?
I didn't do it that way, no. I just let my kids be kids when they were growing up. I was enjoying life with them. And I've just kind of I have not done that with any of my kids, that I put them into something. And then sometimes I look at it and think, maybe I should have. Maybe I should have. But then it's like, I love kids and I wanted not just one or two. We've got three, right? And it's a lot of hard work. You know, it's a lot of hard work dedicating that time to one child. Then you've got three to do, and then you've also got to work and provide. So, you know, it's hard. And so I take my hat off to people that have been able to do that, you know, and have that balance where, you know, your partner is looking after one thing and you're doing, but really, do you have much time to yourselves? Probably not, right? So that's a big dedication, a big commitment. And then, but the reward is great. But look how many years later it comes, you know? I didn't do it that way. I've done it my way. And, you know, my kids are happy. And I say to them, look, you know, whatever you want to do, you let me know. And we'll push you. We'll push you to do it, you know? And if you're good at it and you want to carry it on, then we'll support you. And that's how I've done stuff with my kids, you know? So, yeah, they're happy. They're doing what they want to do, the way they want to do it. And they're still young. They're 12, 10, and 5. You know, so you don't know where they're gonna go, and we used to have those conversations. What do you want to have? My son said, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" Daddy, I want to be a footballer.
Mhm.
And he says, he goes, I'm going to be a footballer, I'm going to be a singer. And, you know, I say, yes. All right, let's do it. You know, so he goes football, he's in a club, and
Brilliant.
say, yeah, man.
How does Bollywood cross over to what you do in Bangra? You know, because you've done a few things for Bollywood, like as
Yeah.
you said, like Hum Tum. Like, it does Bangra you lose its authenticity crossing over to Bollywood and Hindi and that sort of genre.
Um, you know what it is? Again, when you get asked to do something for Bollywood, you've got to have a certain sound that they've come to you for a certain sound, right? So, um, you just got to be real and keep it real to, like, we were very, our management were very straight up from the get-go that, listen, they're not doing nothing cheesy. We're keeping it very cool, we're going to do it our way, and this is how it's going to be done. So we were quite fortunate that we had a lot of control over it, whereas sometimes, they pick up a song and they change it and they ruin it,
Mm.
and the song gets ruined. Like, what was it, just recently I heard one of Diljit's songs has just come back in a film, and I don't like it, to be honest. But I love his original version.
Yeah.
And the version that they put in the film is not.
Hmm.
They didn't do justice to it.
Didn't
Um,
somebody use your song like in Disney or something?
a few people have. Diljit used one of my songs.
Okay.
He used the hook line off Najina.
Okay.
Yeah, they used the hook line off Najina. Yeah.
Did you have to pull him up?
We did. I did have to put a call in, yeah, just to find out who. Because, see, look, I don't have an issue with anybody using my song, but this has to be done in the right way.
Yeah.
And you have to get things cleared, and you have to get them licensed, and you have to pay the right people, and and that's the part, the business side of things. So I had to call him and just find out what had been done, and then it did get corrected. So my credit was given to me because they weren't. Some people weren't aware that it was done by us first, and
Mhm.
somebody else claimed that they owned the rights and what have you. But
Mhm.
that all got sorted. So, but a nice gesture
Yeah.
still.
Is it a
You look at
compliment?
it and, like, it's a compliment. They've used my song. That's they've used it because it was good, right?
Mhm.
So yeah, and then there was another one. Nejina was also done in Swahili,
Wow.
and that was when it first came out. They did a Swahili version of it, and
Wow.
them days it was like, yeah, it was just called for, and we just let it go.
Yeah.
No one even said anything, and it was on YouTube, and yeah, that was also done. And then Sonia was used in a film. They used did some kind of and my management dealt with it. I don't even actually know what happened with that one, but I think they sorted that out. But yeah, a few of them have been used like that. But yeah, again, back in the day, when you look at it, you like, yeah, well, that's a compliment, man. We're doing something good that people are wanting to copy our style.
100. So, what does the future bring for Juggy D? What's your next goals, aspirations? What can we expect from you?
So I've got loads of new music coming out. I've got my own YouTube channel, Juggy D TV. So I've put everything, I own all my music now. So everything that comes out is all mine. My production, my money that I'm putting into it. No labels involved. And then I've got the rehab center, my sobriety journey. I'm working on a podcast as well. So yeah, so just lots of stuff, and then my kids. So just making sure that they're happy. You know what I mean? So
Come on.
that's the
Well,
vibe, man.
there's still so much to go into, but we don't have enough time. At
No
some
worries, man.
stage, we might have a part two, some stage, talk about
Absolutely, no
where
problem,
you're
man.
at. Is there one final message that you'd like to give to the audience at home?
Yeah, I guess. Do you know what? What I would say to people that are watching is, don't worry about what people think about you ever in life. Worry about what you're doing. Make sure you do it to the best of your ability, and just focus on the things that are within your control. Don't worry about things that you can't control. That's it.
Juggy, what's the best place for people to follow you on?
So I'm on Instagram, the real Juggy D on Instagram. I'm the real Juggy D on Snapchat. I don't really use that much, but yeah, Instagram is the main one. But also my website. Check out my website for the rehab center, which is Hope Rehabs, because I know a lot of people are going through things in silence. So if I can be of help, or if I can point you in the right direction, or I can make some suggestions to you, like was suggested to me, to help you out, then do get in touch. Hit me up on my DMs, man.
And there you go, guys. I hope you really enjoyed that episode. We went deep into the mind of somebody who's been a, music artist for the last 2 decades and telling us how he done it, the things we saw on TV, the stories behind it. So if that inspired you, don't forget to share this with somebody else who might need to hear it. And before you leave, make sure you smash that subscribe button. So until next time, see you later. Peace.